I'm Kendall Langston, Managing Partner of Pivot and Pace, currently in the CBD of Otatahi, Christchurch. In the market at the moment across the board, many different industries that we're working in, I think it's fair to say that we're seeing a continuation of some of the challenges that prevailed through 2023. We're in that tricky period where inflation seems to be the commentary as it's peaked, but we've still got the high interest rates. So the next 6 months are going to be pretty critical. And to get through that, we need good, clear decisions and clarity around what the priorities are. And good businesses have been able to anticipate this, and many have made moves late last year and into the first quarter of this year to be ready for a tighter market. It's a time to be cautious, it's a time to scan the market, and it's a time for good leadership at board and at CEO level. 6 months into the new government, we're starting to see some of the impacts of those changes flow through into the market. In the public sector, obviously there's going to be some disruption and some changes and some restructures. In the private sector, the flow on there is actually the employment market is a little freer than it was late last year. We're seeing more people in the labour market. We're seeing people coming into New Zealand through immigration. It's a positive in the market. We're seeing ongoing supply chain disruption through some of the challenges in the Middle East. That is having an impact in terms of costs, stretching timelines. So I think in the agri sector, it's pretty challenging. Commodity prices are down and margins are being squeezed, which obviously has a flow-on effect through many different businesses in the regions. We're seeing companies that are really challenging their stock holdings and their liquidity in that space. Construction industry, largely things are going pretty well. I think the residential housing market is quiet at the moment. Vertical and horizontal construction, some of those big projects are holding them in good stead, especially as government decides what their infrastructure priorities are going to be. And they're working hard to get some clarity around what's over the horizon in that 12-month space. Within business, we've got a whole range of leaders and executive roles who have never led in a tight market before. The exec teams need to be looking at how do we win work, how do we make sure it's core, how do we look around the fringes of where we might make some more profits. And dare I say it, the good old bread and butter of sales, skills and process, and keep a real eye on the forward projections and cash flow. Really critical at the moment. Those in key roles are working hard, they're hustling to get business. Key in the leadership roles, keeping across your teams, making sure everybody's are taking their leave, they're taking time out, working well together. But you'll say they need to be working hard and focused so they're getting the results. We've come through that COVID period, we've come through the post-COVID period, and now we've gone into what's a pretty tight economic situation. Boards of directors need to be strategic, looking ahead, working ahead of the exec teams. Being able to anticipate what's over that next horizon is valuable at the moment. Good strategies are pretty easy to come up with. The challenge is to actually implement them, because that's all around people leadership. Having that clarity, having a small number, handful, 3 strategic priorities, and then to bring your whole team across it and to unblock some of the barriers to change, because generally that's about driving some change. So it comes back to leadership, good solid leadership, engaging your people and keeping them focused on what's important at the moment. Leaders need to be prepared to ask for help. Business is complex, there's a lot of change. Seek good advice and ask for help. No one person has all the answers.